fascists leave, finally gone mad in greed, whilst exploits the East. A war has rippled Europe. It has brought Nazis down but expanded Italian oppression. Meanwhile, the Poles, Danes, Norwegians, Russians, Latvians, Lithuanians, Estonians, Ukrainians, Belarusians, and Russians have escaped, but the world people are ready to slam Europe and save the day. The World Freedom Pact is mobilizing millions of men. The numbers of systematically killed or murdered people, horror. Welcome back to the horror of the Italius Domination universe. We are headed to 5,000 subscribers, so please subscribe. And also, let's go to Moscow. And where we have to listen to a speech of the Russians say, we Slavs and Baltic region must revolt, must liberate Warsaw to Moscow and Estonia to Crimea. We must push the jackboots out and restore our mighty nations. Democracy shall set us free. The Germans and Italians are splitting. We must do it to the glory of our people. We have been used for labor, forced into forced labor. We get nothing from our oppression. We get taken down. And whenever we try to stop this, we get the bullets at us. Those fascists hide behind a wall of bullets and slaves. They force us to do labor. They leave us out in the sun till our backs burn. And what do we get with it? We get our families torn apart, our people destroyed, and our loved ones taken. And well, let's go to Berlin, where a crazy man speaks. He has a lot of power, too. Just to let you know. And you want to hear his speech? We must burn all the rebels. They're evil. Death to them. We Germans are superior. We will stop them. The rebels will regret this. We will burn their cities down. We will tear their towns down. Brick by brick, we'll destroy their monuments. And they will bow to us. And we will fully purify the East with Germans. Okay, let's continue. And well, there's a lot to happen. But let's start with the rebellions. Yes, rebellions burn down. And well, yes. So let's go to the east and start rebellions. One starts in Moscow, early beginning. From the gate from Moscow to Warsaw, they are revolting. They might not be able to free stuff from Italy, but that's not their goal. They revolt in the Baltics. They revolt in Ukraine. They revolt in Poland. They even revolt in directly German territory over here. But it's a small revolt. It doesn't really grow. And well, they quickly start liberating lands. And rapidly they do. But let's go to the capital of Bulgaria, Sofia. And well, the leader says, screw Italy. Our free. And they can mess with us. And we won't surrender. Glory to Bulgaria. But meanwhile, Italy crushes that and plunders and destroys full communities. But Italians begin an attack of the German colonial areas. Well, let's get ready for the war. And well, yeah, this is a big empire. Okay, yeah, I colored and everything else this color. No regard for actually Italy being a different color. That was not forethinking when I did that. And well, yes, from the Rome-Berlin axis has fallen. But not a big deal for the Italians. Now, the Germans, on the other hand, you might want to exercise caution. This is not what you want, Germans. You're weak, pathetic, and you're going to lose. Yes, and I also hate Italy. But you know what? We can just let them fight. Let them fight. Let the enemies fight. They can figure it out themselves. And I'm promising a lot of rebel groups freedom. Did they mean it? Who knows? But with Spain and Italy launching their first attack on the Germans, which start with the Gold Coast, with them trying to take over the Gold Coast. This being the first front. A second front opens here, and while the Germans are busy, they land here. Well, they connect up with Spanish holdings. Within the north, German forces are completely obliterated. But while attacks in northern Europe begin, from northern France to northern Yugoslavia to Croatia to Romania. Let's start with attacks of northern France, with them moving quickly and taking runs, right as they take a few other cities, and they're starting to move dangerously close to Paris. Meanwhile, in the other front, they're already starting to attack the German Alps, with them doing pretty well. And they also have rapid advances into Romania. Also, that's not supposed to be there. I don't know how these show up, but they do. It's a bit weird, like Thessaloniki as one. Bit weird. I don't know if I did something wrong when I mapped this. Maybe I did. And well, into Romania they go, as they quickly take Bucharest to move in, while also attacking Romania. And these advances are pretty fast, with them actually managing to attack Croatia, and then they manage to attack Hungary, who really wants a Slovakian puppet to be theirs, but won't get it, because look, they're being destroyed. And while the liberation of German Russia begins. Yes, the liberation. You might be saying, what is going on? But let me give you it. Rebels break out here. And while the rebels that do exist are linking up, while German forces are getting kicked out, with this being a fast one, with the Baltic rebels moving this direction. And while German Africa is about to fall, with the Italians not too concerned on this front, as the rebels are tearing it apart for them. But let's go to Africa and see the fall of German Africa. If I'm taking many cities along the way, I don't know which ones, because they're hard to tell, because I have nothing to recognize them, besides cities around Gabon, city in southern and northern Tanzania area. I think I recognize these cities, but I'm not sure without the borders. I think that's supposed to be Kinshasa. With German Africa falling to here, it becomes up to German South Africa, which is the South African puppet, which gets pushed back rapidly as the forces move down from the north to get to the Cape, which they quickly manage to get to the Cape. And then they move and take more cities around the areas, with German South Africa falling. The German Africa thus in the hands of the Italians. I'm going to give them an occupation color, as we need to see what's going on. And well, Germany gets an invasion from the west now as France falls, with Paris having quickly fallen and more, not that fast, but anyways, they move up into the Benelux region. And from here, as in the south, their advances get further, which they manage to take Budapest. And then they move towards Moldova's capital. ripping it apart. But these rebels managed to start moving in. The Ukrainian rebels, Polish, Russian, and more. Mostly Ukrainian rebels, but they managed to quickly clear the rest of Romania, which they then push here. And yes, this is what the front looks like. And then like this, as they're headed towards like German Silesia from Austria, as they take Vienna. Meanwhile, it turns out the Freedom Pact did have these two members up here. The Germans didn't know about it. And the invasion of Norway begins. Thus, Norway is about to fall. Edit undo, that's incorrect. And well, let's move in. In the north, they start taking out all of this. With German holds in Norway gradually weakening as they didn't know Sweden was their enemy. Now it's obvious Sweden is part of the Freedom Pact. With Slovakia being pushed out, the Slovakian puppet as they start pushing into the Polish puppet, which is in the process of liberating itself. And while Russia, these troops surrounded here, finally realize there's no point in continuing the fight as they fall. As the Polish rebellions across Germany heat up. But eventually they stop like this. And while with Italy moving into the Rhineland industrial areas, and while they start moving up from the south to try to take out these cities, but there you can see Berlin. Meanwhile, in the north, Copenhagen falls, and the liberation of Denmark begins. As they get to about here. And at this point, we see Silesia falls. And thus, with that, we need to see what is going on. But we need to finish this war first. As more has fallen. Well, let's go see. Is this the right page? Just give me a second. And yes, this is the page I'm supposed to be at. And while the fall of Denmark plus the Freedom Pact. Meanwhile, to Italy, Berlin falls. As the Italians move into here, preventing the rebels from taking any more German land. Thus it has fallen, and thus the peace treaty. Let's see how it goes. And as you can see, a lot has happened, including a bunch of things. Brandenburg, Prussia has been brought back. Silesia has been brought back. Saxony has been brought back. We also have Bavaria, Baden-Württemberg brought back. We also have the Rhineland. We also have, well, Hanover, a very weird bordered one. And then this is basically Germany is what's left. Bulgaria gains lands, but realistically, they're functioning as a puppet of the Italians. And then Yugoslavia gains land. Hungary's borders become weird. The rebels take some lands from Germany and Ukraine. Italy gives Ukraine access to these lands. This is going to be a big mistake for them. But I mean, why should we worry? It's not a big deal. And well, the Freedom Pact leader says there's evidence to believe 2 million people have been systematically killed. We must unite and destroy the fascist scum forever. All fascists and sympathizers deserve death. We believe 30 million have died. Revenge is our way to get back. These are humans that died, not humans. I must say, this number is low. It is way, way higher. The cattle fell. I mean, humans without bells. May this cruelty we all hurt. From Washington to London to Tokyo. but an angry man somewhere in the Freedom Pact. Would it be the United Kingdom, Canada, South America, America? Who knows? We must destroy the Axis and all they stand for. They deserve to be stoned for how they treat people. I would trick them into a lip torture. They would torture them, he says, if I could. We must unite to be ready. Millions sign up for the draft. Italy shall fall. Men 18 to 66 are ready to risk it all. They stop fascist twats. We hate them. They cry, this is our last hope. Even women want to fight. They are not even treated as humans in the nation filled with cruelty. But meanwhile in Europe, let's talk about Europe. Slavery is rampant. People are treated like livestock. They don't meet standard dead. All workers' rights are gone. The Catholics and Jews are hunted down and found death. Women also have no rights. Their bodies are used to create a superior face. Eugenics forced upon them. Speaking is illegal. Anything against the state of systems will leads to death. Nothing is possible to be done except late of night in dark hidden areas. And the rebels, though successfully in the East empires, poor Bulgaria had 500,000 people murdered after the rebellion, and 750,000 women dealt with worse. I can honestly feel badly for oppressed people. Oh, I think I made a mistake in it. But anyways. But, basically, what happened is Italy marches into central Germany. While that was happening, I read the script wrong. But anyways, no big deal. They went into Bulgaria and committed war crimes. But the Balkans fall to Ukraine, Bulgaria, and Yugoslavia. But a person, a Catholic in Ireland, I pray for my brothers and sisters, thousands of rosaries. I call to God and Jesus to save them, men and women. We are united, but they are in hell. I wish I was Moses. I could let my people be. I escaped from this terror in 1945. It is May 1954. Oh, please, God, save me, is what they said. And as we can look at this globe, as you can see, excessive slavery, forced reproduction, basically anything you can force, they're forcing. And well, it gets crazy, because these nations start having troops move in to take out the scum. Around Crimea, troops are in. Around this area, Volgograd and Southern Caucasus troops are. Around Siberia, troops. Siberia, troops. Who do they have troops in the Freedom Pact for this next maneuver? Well, I'm going to use a dim color like this to show support. These nations are in complete support of joining them, but aren't ready, but they have troops stationed. And as you can see, there's a few that don't, but the world is ready to march on it. With Thailand and areas like this. This light color means troops are in their borders, basically. And they would be part of the war if it broke out right now. Even Afghanistan, their troops are in ready. Well, Mongolia, they don't go in because why would they? In Liberia, you may be saying, what? Liberia also has their troop station. This is waiting for a downfall. But let's just say, the war has begun. Millions of troops in Denmark, and the revolution states is millions. Freedom Pact troops expand to exceed 30 million. Italy is screwed. So let's just show what just happened, because you might be curious. Oh. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this part. Aren't you ready for the war, everybody? Are you ready? 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 And well, let's get into it. Do. And well, the full Freedom Pact is at war. Did they know it extended into all these nations? I know they didn't. But do you? With the Freedom Pact being fully in action, with Spain, Bulgaria, Italy, Iraq, Iran, South Yemen, and even all their allies and their puppets are in this war. And well, how did this start? Well, it escalated simply because of one thing. They started the war because, yeah, an attack by Italy to take over Denmark. Because they didn't think the Freedom Pact would react to their power. And this is what the front looks like right now, with Denmark expanded in there. The puppets are soon going to be free. But now for the part you've been waiting. As World War III is on the horizon, with the USA, Canada, UK, and Freedom Pacts being angry as can be. And there's a word that's even better to use, but I won't use that. But Italy's government has committed massacres in the Balkans, along with systematic killing. The terror, psychological and physical, must end. The women, children, and men are suffering. Silence is safety. Governments manipulate stuff out. With Eastern Europe ready after independence to grab land from Italy. They want to free their brothers in Bulgaria and Yugoslavia. Well, stay in tune for Tuesday's video when we'll dive back into the series. Will Europe be liberated? Also, Friday's video, we will go to our AFOTW series, which is our alternate future of the world series, because I'm reading too fast. Can the USA win the Cold War? Sunday, we head to our Eastern victory in World War III. Will the Russo-Sino victory end? Thanks for listening. Please click on one of the video links above. We are headed to 5,000 subscribers, and we will have a special. So please like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts and theories on the video. Wild Mapper out!